Well, the high cost of 20th century segregation in Birmingham still weighs on Magic City taxpayers.
Separate but equal facilities were never equal, and many of them are left for the city to maintain. A big concern for Mayor Woodfin when I spoke with him one-on-one. At what cost does maintaining two different facilities in the same community cost us as taxpayers?
As taxpayers, it costs you too much. That's the truth. I know that's hard for people to hear, but when I signed up for this position, I committed to the people and the citizens of Birmingham. I will always be honest and direct. This is not a good idea in 2023 to have two libraries, two parks, two recreation centers in the same community. This does not just exist in Hensley. On all sides of town, this same problem has existed because of racism, because of discrimination, a two-tiered system where we have duplication of public services in one community.
So we're talking millions that could be saved for the city and could be put towards other things?
We're talking a lot of money, a lot of taxpayer dollars, and yes, millions of dollars. I think we can be a better steward of taxpayer dollars. I think it requires for all the people who make decisions, and I don't make these decisions. I don't make this decision unilaterally. There's a mayor, there's a city council, there's a park and recreation board, there's a library board. So again, I'm not substituting my thoughts for theirs, but I do think as adults, we should sit down and have tough conversations. And because we represent people and we represent the community, but I also think we should listen to the community. Hey, what do you want? What do you need? They would tell you these facilities are nowhere near where they need to be. And half of them have never been. When you think about that, because of racism.
So I'm sure you're getting support and pushback for the idea of changing the system.
Well, I haven't spoken publicly about it a lot. You're one of the first people I've actually had a public conversation. I've had my own thoughts on my own team. I've been in a position to listen to some park board members. I've been in a position to listen to some library members. But when you go to talking about merging things or closing things, you tend to get pushback and resistance because even if something is undervalued or not properly invested in, no one wants anything to close. And that's human nature, and I understand that. And again, I'm not advocating let's just close things. What I'm more so saying is this. If you have two facilities that are responsible for providing the same service to one community, and neither of them are giving the optimal service they need, both facilities are in shambles. The foot traffic and the population of visitation is way lower in both combined. Would it service the community better to have one facility that is upgraded and provides the community what it needs? Come on, God, the answer is yes.
Well, the city supports 115 parks, 18 libraries, 18 rec centers, 18 swimming pools, and 4 community centers, not to mention the Botanical Gardens, Legion Field, and a couple of golf courses. So, like the mayor said, some tough conversations need to be had, he thinks, for the betterment of Birmingham and to finally move the city into the 21st century.